Hey everybody, welcome to another great episode. We have the honor of hosting Blima Ehrentreu today. She's going to be sharing with us a bit about her business and the design build process. So welcome here, Blima. How are you doing today?
Great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm
Yeah,
excited to be
likewise.
here.
Definitely very excited. So can you tell us a bit about yourself, your background, and the idea behind the designers group?
Sure. So, my name is Blima. I was always interested in art and design. And when I was in high school, my parents moved us across the street from our childhood home and began the process of rebuilding it. So from across the street, I was able to see the house getting knocked down, the foundation getting poured, the walls going up, and being able to see that process, I was completely fascinated by it. I knew that that was something that I wanted to explore. And because of my love for design and art, interior design just seemed like the perfect fit for me. And I went to school, got a master's in interior architecture and design. And after school, I worked at an architectural firm to get the technical side of the experience when it comes to building structures and how buildings are made and what is the thought process that goes into them. And then another designer approached me about partnering with her and working on a couple of projects together. And that was the beginning of something amazing. Now we work out of 3 locations with an incredible team, and we're so proud of the impact that we've been able to have and the projects that we work on.
Yeah, design it like construction, architectural design. It's something I think pretty unique in the fact that you're kind of, you've got the art and the design aspect of it, but you have to make it actually work in real life as well. So like you said, that the structure and everything, bringing that all together is something else. I've seen some of the spaces that you put together, and they're, they have that wow factor. There's definitely, you guys excel at kind of upping the level of design. Can you walk us through your design process of how you would work with the client or approach a project from, the initial kind of concept to the completion of the design?
It all starts with a vision, whether it's our vision or the client's vision or us coming up with one together. So we look at the space and try to imagine the best possible way to optimize the space, as well as what the mission of that particular space will function as. And that's the first step. So that's our strategy session. When we're onboarding a client, we talk about how we can accomplish what their intention is. And then we divide the design into 3 phases. There's the schematic design where we come up with a concept. We look at the demographic. We look at what industry it is and how we can maximize what the client's plan for the space is and who they're trying to bring into the space. So whether it's an office, whether it's a senior living community or a multifamily property, we're always looking for ways to be innovative and come up with ways that design could have that impact. And that's the first phase. And once the client sees our vision and are ready to move forward, we work on coming up with a full spec list. So they have every single product or material or anything that will be going into the space in a list format. So they know ahead of time exactly what their numbers are, what they're getting into, together with the interior design drawings. So those are the next steps. And once they have that full packet in hand, there's the construction administration so that we make sure that our vision is actualized and the team that's working on it can deliver our vision.
Yeah, very interesting. And so that whole, like, you're catering your design obviously for the client and their needs and the full vision. Where do you pull your inspiration from? Like you said, you want to be innovative and things like that. How do you kind of come up with new ideas or innovative, design during that process?
We're working across many different industries. So for example, we were working on a string of urgent cares over COVID. And what we did was we thought about the urgent care experience. why, when you're getting stitches or you have a sore throat, is that an anxiety-ridden experience to go to an urgent care? And when you're getting a massage or a facial, that's a luxurious experience. So we questioned that and we said, let's deliver that luxurious upscale environment to the medical side and see how we could give people that experience where they won't feel nervous. Instead, they'll feel like they're getting taken care of. And this is an experience that they want to come back to. And when I keep saying the word experience, that's really how we look at design. It's not just how it looks, it's also how it feels. So we're all about engaging all five senses. And an example that comes to mind is the acoustics of a space. When you're in a restaurant and you're trying to eat and you can't hear the person near you or you can't see the food that you're trying to eat, it's not enjoyable. As well as if you're smelling the garbage from the food instead of smelling the good fumes, that will impact your experience in the space. So we always look at that when we're designing. We're not just looking at what it looks like, but obviously how it functions and how durable it is. We want to make sure that it's long lasting. We want to make sure that the space is inclusive, that everyone can feel a part of whatever the intended use of the space is. And we also want to make sure that it will bring in the right people. So these are all things that we're looking at and all aspects that we consider. So back to the urgent care example, we had there was a grand opening for the first location and they had city officials there. And I heard one of them say to the other, I feel like I'm in a spa. And I literally walked over to that guy and I said to him, "Is it okay to say this?" That was our vision. That is literally what we were trying to accomplish in the space. So it just feels so amazing. And we're so happy when we see the people that we're designing for really enjoying the spaces that we work on and knowing the impact that our work has. And that brings to mind, before the new year, we always have our designers go to the different nursing homes or senior living communities that we work on. They go, they visit them, they bring them flowers or gifts. And this gives the designers the opportunity to see the people in the space long after it's been designed, as well as it gives the residents that opportunity to speak to our designers and tell them what they love about the space, what could be better. And that really is what it's about. Always making sure that we're looking at the people who will be using our spaces and making sure that our designs are human-centric, centered on what they want and what they need and how best we can make that happen.
Yeah. Very interesting. Lots to unpack there. I love how you had the concept of, obviously the feeling of a hospital is very different than the spa, but by incorporating design from, a spa-like experience into a hospital or what have you, that you can just change the dynamic so much. And as well as getting feedback from clients, I think that's a really important part of any business, but especially design and construction, of having that feedback loop of how are people actually using the space, how was the overall experience, and using that to then improve your ongoing abilities as a company. So with, there's often there's the design and then there's the build, and they don't always communicate effectively, or, there's obviously difference between the design concept to actually building it. What mistakes do you see contractors making as far as taking a design and then, running into kind of the building process? What kind of issues or mistakes have you seen come up between that handoff from design into the building?
We spend a lot of time making sure that our drawings and our spec lists are very accurate and the details are there. But at the end of the day, there are always site conditions that come up, and it's construction. There are so many unexpected things that we never expect. And we believe that it's all about communication. And that's one of the reasons that the contractors that we work with always recommend us and bring us into their future projects, because we are there every step of the way. And what I would say is the most important in any project, but for sure a construction project, is that communication among the different parties that are involved, because we want to make sure that our design is realized. And at the same time, there are budgets to keep in mind. There are design considerations to keep in mind. And we know that things sometimes don't go 100% according to plan, even though we do spend that time making sure that everything works. We triple and fourple, if that's a word, check our drawings with our spec list, make sure, have different people look at it, because we want to ensure that what we're delivering is drawings without mistakes and spec lists without mistakes. But at the end of the day, we're human. And as well, there always are unexpected things that come up. So as long as there's that communication there, the projects are seamless. And even if there is a challenge, we find that a challenge always pushes us to think more innovatively, to come up with different ideas, different solutions. And that's really our best work when we're challenged. So we love a challenge, and we just want to be part of the process.
Yeah, love what you said there about challenge. At the time when it comes up, it may not always feel like, a blessing or anything like that, but it does enable you to do better work. And, it's something that you can build experience on and build team around. Do you have any specific tips or ways that you enable that communication or keep a high level of communication with the different parties of a project, or even amongst your team?
We always encourage questions. We'll never shut down any questions. And even amongst our team, we love to hear from the junior level as well as the senior level. It doesn't matter what your level of experience is and what your position is. It's all about being curious, asking the questions, because that's the way we learn. And that's something that I also find to be something very important to keep in mind is inevitably, when it comes to construction, when it comes to design, mistakes do happen. And it's all about learning from those mistakes. So it's interesting because today I'm coming from a site visit of an event space. And I want to tell you about a lesson that I had during my first project that I was able to bring into this project. So my first ever design project after I finished school and we were working was a client's living room. And we came up with a design for it. We had all the furniture pieces and we were really excited. Delivery day came and they're delivering the sofa and it did not fit through the front door. We did not think of that. We had measured the room. We made sure all the clearances were there, but we completely forgot to check, this was an older home, how the sofa would fit through the door. Fast forward over 10 years later, we're working on an event space that has 18-foot ceilings and it's a 15,000 square foot event space. So we have interior partitions within the space. The people who are using it can choose to divide the space, take the whole space. And one of the things that we had to make sure was that these partitions would come into the space before the foundation was closed up and the walls and the windows were put in, because these partitions would not fit through the elevator. Yeah. So it's all about taking those lessons and bringing them forward and making sure that we learn from them.
Yeah, getting back to your point before of, a mistake in one place is often, just builds your experience and enables you to see things ahead of time before they become, a big issue. So I know from a previous talk that we chatted about, you kind of incorporating more systems and processes and different things into your business. Can you share a bit about, what systems or processes that you use in your business to help kind of keep everything running smoothly? And, could be communication, could be data flow, anything that where you have a system or process in your business and how you've implemented it.
We do have an office-wide program that we work where everyone is able to communicate, and not just that, but it goes through one software where all our projects are and everyone can chat as well as manage what's going on, and our tracking system is all through that one software, because we believe when it's all in one place, it's a lot easier for us to track what's going on, for everyone to be involved, for everyone to be able to contribute. But when you talk about systems and processes, we're all about leveraging technology and looking to the future and making sure that we're staying at the forefront of whatever technology is out there for us to leverage into our processes so that we can deliver the best designs for our clients. So we look at virtual imagery, preparing 3D tours for the designs that we're building so that the clients could visualize them and experience them before they're built. We are looking into many different AI softwares and incorporating them into our design process because we believe that there is so much that AI can add to our designs and help us with. We're constantly spending the time and looking at whatever technology is out there and how we can bring it into design. So it's not necessarily a software or a process that's made for designers or made for the construction industry, but it's about looking at what's out there and making sure that we're staying in front of it so that our work is innovative and we're giving our clients the most up-to-date solutions that they can have.
Yeah, definitely. Good point there of embracing technology. It's not that you always need the latest and greatest right now, but you should be aware of what's out there. And like you said, there's a lot of different, AI options or options for softwares and stuff like that, but be of the understanding to be looking to see what's available, what you can incorporate into your business and how it can help you improve essentially across your business. So that's awesome. What's some of the best advice that you received, like business advice, and how did you apply it?
Don't be afraid to dream big. I remember my mother telling me that, and I love that because it's so easy to get overwhelmed or look at an industry and try to figure out how you can make an impact because there's so many people within that industry and there's so many advancements already there. So it's very easy to get into the mindset of thinking, what difference can I make? How can I make a difference in the industry? And I always say it's dreaming big, but taking those small steps to accomplish it. We look at every project individually. We look at every person that our designs impact. And we're happy to see one person, 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people. For us, it's all about that impact that we could have. And our motto as a firm is designing with purpose, creating a better world. So we believe that one project at a time, one space at a time, we're dreaming big. We're making that difference.
Wonderful advice. I love it a lot. And yeah, it said, often people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but underestimate what they can do, in 3 years or 5 years. And sometimes growing a business, you're right in it. So it always seems like you're not making maybe quick progress as you might like, because you're always, you're seeing it every day and things like that. But when you kind of step back, you can see, that the way that you've grown over the years and with that sort of long-term thinking of, thinking big, that, there's no reason that everyone has kind of their place in the marketplace and that you can't grow, a large and amazing business that's impacting tons of people. So love that so much. Can you tell me about a success story of a client of, kind of where things started and what the end result was?
We look at every client as a success story. For us, whenever we make a difference and whenever our designs can touch people, that's something that's impactful for us. We've been working on quite a few nonprofits, and for us, working in lower income communities and in spaces and places that people don't have the opportunities that other people do, and that we're able to give it to them through the designs that we're doing. That's super impactful for us. And we're really passionate about the different ways that we're able to give back. And we run quite a few initiatives through the firm. We have the TDG Insider, where prospective designers can come for a day and experience what it's like to work at a design firm. I remember when I was thinking about design and exploring that as a career choice, I didn't really have someone to ask and really experience what it was like to work at a firm. And so we offer that. We have the TDG Furniture Exchange, where people have furniture to give away. We find them people who need it. That's been really amazing, both from a repurposing standpoint, from giving everyone equal opportunities to have a home that they love, as well as making a difference. And we have the TDG Gives Back. So we're all about, like I said, designing with purpose, creating a better world. And we're very fortunate that we're able to use our firm as a platform to be able to give back.
Yeah, right on. And yeah, pretty special to see, the impact and how you're touching, a lot of different people throughout, whether that's designers or, these low income projects and different things. So very cool. And like definitely, client success is your success, right? So that's what we're always striving for. Thanks so much for coming on here, Blima. What's the best way for our audience to connect with you or learn more about the design group?
They can always Google us, www. Do you even need to put that in anymore? I'm not sure, but thedesignersgroup.com.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
we're on every platform. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah.
So connect with us for sure.
Definitely go check out some of the amazing designs. You guys do some incredible work. So yeah, we'll drop some links below in the comments and in the description so people can connect with you, your website, and your different social profiles from there. And thanks again for coming on. Really appreciate you sharing with us today.
Thank you. This was great. And it was so nice to chat again. Looking forward to our next conversation.
Wonderful.